What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode. It is a gorgeous day in New Hampshire, and on today's episode, I'm going to show you how to convert an already existing TLR7 to the HLX for a palehorse mold, because I have an order for one. I happen to have the vac form for it for the regular TL7, but it needs to be a HLX, so let's do that. Now, there's a couple ways you can do this. So we have here a staccato C or C2 with the TLR7. And you can see, that right there is what we need. So we could actually measure, let's see here, from the body to that. And let's see here. So TLR7, we'll put that as 0.330 is what it's going. And then I just so happen to have a M&P 4-inch with HLX, and from the body, call it that, we're looking at 0.752. okay, and then we would just subtract that and cut a piece from our dowel. Or, if you don't have those molds, or if you don't have an HLX mold, you can go ahead and measure from the same points on here. So you can do the body, which in this world is a little bit different, so 0.34. Alright. And then body, right to the end, 0.709. Okay. So at that point, you just subtract the two and then cut your piece to fill it in. Really, not that hard, no big deal. It's the same body, just a different bezel. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut this with the difference. This is a 1-inch by 36-inch dowel I got from my local hardware store. I paid way too much for it, 10 bucks, which I could have gone to Home Depot and paid a fraction of that, but I needed it. So we'll go ahead, measure, and cut. And according to my math, 0.422 is the difference, so I'm going to lock it in at that. And let's see here. I'm going to mark it with the caliper, which I did a little bit, and here. So I'm going to cut it on the left side of that, and that should be our difference, bada bing, that we need. So I'm going to cut it right there, and then we have to figure out how much to cut off to mount just like that, which, no big deal. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this real quick. And with this cut, as you can see, I just put it on the bezel. 1 inch is slightly larger than that, so no big deal. But if I line it up, body to body, bam, it's perfect. So that's the 0.422. And then what I have to do is I'm just going to cut it in half. So, at half-inch mark. And then I'm just going to sand it until it sits flush with that. And the good part is, I'm pretty sure this is going to allow me to use it. If not, I just cut it a little bit differently. So you got to keep that in mind. But I'm going to go ahead, cut this in half, and then we'll sand it till it fits on both sides. Here we are, cut in half, but as you can see, way too large, as we know. Because imagine this, right? Cut in half, and then an 1/8 inch on each side, and that gives you your 1/4 inch retention. So we're going to go ahead and sand that until it's smooth, and until it fits inside there. So, woot woot. Or if you don't want to play any guessing games, measure the height of this. So, TLR7, the height is, let's see here, 0.384. And the height of this is 0.506. Wow, that's pretty good for eyeballing it in half. So, all right. So you subtract the two, and then that's how much you cut off the bottom. And here's the measurements of how much I need to take off on each side. And it'll be a lot faster to cut it with the blade and then sand it than it would be to just do that. And then I could get it on there. All right, here we go right here. And because of this dimple right there with the manufacturing process, I had to just edge that real quick. So there's one, there's two, and I'm just going to throw a piece of tape over the crack line, and then we're going to form it and just make a shell. All right, let's make a shell. All right, we have it in here, but as you notice, I'm at 312 seconds. I completely forgot to change it over because I did a sublimation yesterday and I have that at 380, but this is all set, ready to go. And with the sublimation I did yesterday, I had a request for a VP9 with TLR1 and urban camo, so this is what I did, and it was requested to have a Punisher skull on the foamy, so I ended up doing that. Excuse me. And this is going out to a local gentleman today. So, because luckily, actually it's good and bad. I am not in the shop all day today. I am actually, I got called to work out of town for a few hours, so I got to do that. But once this hits 390 degrees, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to form it. And then I'm going to show you how not to interfere with the trim jig when we do this. So, because you're going to mess it up. I do it countless times. I forget that I added a threaded barrel or a compensator or something like that, and I just cut into it, and I have to make another one and throw that out. So let's do that. Can't even notice it. All right, let's drill the holes and hope we don't mess it up. But that, I couldn't ask for anything better than that. So holes are drilled. Now I'm going to mount the plate, and if you can't notice that, part of the flashlight sticks out here, sticks out there. So what we're going to do on the bandsaw is we're going to cut straight down and then straight across, straight down, straight across. All the rest is normal, and then I'll show you what I do after the fact. And we have it trimmed. Like I said, we're leaving this out, but I'm going to trim it up to here. And then I'm going to leave this for the customer, and then I'll trim all the way around. This is a shell going out, so this was specifically ordered for another holster manufacturer. If you don't have a mold, and I do, I will gladly form it just like this, and then send it to you, and you finish it. So, but I'm going to go ahead and throw that in the router. Take this, we'll take our HLX, throw it on our C2, and there we go. 1, 2, both sides. A little bit of extra room is perfectly fine. You don't have to worry about that at all. And so there we go. That's how we convert our TLR7 to the HLX for a pale horse mold. Now, obviously, if you are foam pressing, get the light. The light is like 180 bucks or something like that. So, cheapest I found them is Amazon. But that would be how you do it. A little bit of math, the product itself, and then modifying your palehorse molds. Now the reason why I would rather spend 10 bucks on this 1-inch dowel and cut it to fit is every single one of the molds that have a TLR7 on it, I'd have to rebuy. So without a light, it's $120. With the light's $130. So here would be an additional $130. Additional $130. Let's see here. Additional $130. Additional no, not that one. $130 right there. And then additional $130. It's additional $130. So it's, yeah, it's all, it adds up quick. Now I don't want to do that. So for 10 bucks and 5 minutes a time, I can now convert every single palehorse mold I have to the HLX. Now, if you order a mold and it comes in with an HLX already cut like this one, the TLR7, the TLR7A, the TLR7X, and the HLX will all fit. So it'll fit all. It'll just be a larger bezel on the mold, so you don't have to worry about that. Because it will fit regardless. It doesn't affect form, fit, or function, but you'll be able to swap between the two. So that is how we do it. But thank you guys for watching this little trick. I got all the doors and windows open. The dogs are in here. The wind is just blowing through, and it is nice. As you can see, I'm wearing my beat-up Cletus jacket, sweatshirt. And, well, I'm going to be bending for a few more hours, and then I'm out of here, only to return in the wee early morning hours and then do it again. So I thank you guys for watching. I hope this helps you in the long run so you don't have to spend more money on more molds when you just get the dowel, do it yourself. And then you'll learn that you can do that with pretty much anything else as well. So on that note, huge shout out to Holster Smith and Knife Kits. Everything I use on this channel, I get from them. And I will see you guys on the next one. Keep moving forward. Bye.